Don't change that channel. Dante is hosting Name That Plot, a game show that quizzes contestants on the importance of plot. Plot includes two main components, action and conflict. Before proceeding, view Name That Plot, and then get back in the game for this episode of Thinking Aloud.
Now, back to Al.
Hello again, I'm your host, Al Author, and this is...
Name That Plot!
That's right, and tune in every week, same time, same place, and learn along with our studio audience as contestants share their knowledge of plot. Jennifer, Julie, and Dean, are you ready for your next question?
Ready!
Audience and contestants, listen for the pattern of action and type of conflict used in this story. Johnny, we're ready for the reading.
Well, Al, this story comes to us all the way from Cambodia. Here's Mega Fisherman for 100 points. Aaron San pulled in his father's tattered fishing net. Every day is the same on the Mekong River, he said. My nets are empty, and my belly is too. Laughter and teasing erupted from the crowd and on the shore. This river is full of fish, a buyer scoffed. And you could not catch one? Aaron's face burned. He had borrowed money to buy his boat. If he didn't make the payments, the lender would take his boat away. How will I ever provide for my mother? Aaron wondered. He tethered his boat and grabbed his camera, his most prized possession. It had been a gift from his father before he died. I didn't catch fish today, but at least I got images, Aaron said. Before dawn, Aaron went to a secluded spot and let down his net. Maybe I'll have better luck here, he said. While he waited, he snapped photos of the tangerine-colored sunrise and the rolling hills covered in morning mist. After adjusting his net, his boat gave a hard lurch. "I've caught something," Aaron exclaimed, pulling up the net. With each tug, the boat rocked and took in water. Sweat poured off Aaron's forehead, and his muscles shook. Then, the tension in the net eased. Gliding to the surface of the river was the most massive stingray Aaron had ever seen. Aaron drew in a sharp breath and grabbed his camera with one hand. As quickly as he could, he snapped photo after photo. Aaron had heard of the mega fish of the Mekong River, but no one he knew had ever seen one. Aaron opened the net and set the stingray free. With a few graceful movements, it vanished. Back on shore, Aaron ignored the laughter and pointing fingers of the other fishermen. He ignored the threats of the lender. He ignored the growl of his stomach. On his camera, he had proof that he had just caught and released the largest, heaviest stingray in the world. And with the photos, he now had a way he could provide.
Very touching story, Johnny. So contestants, what do you think? What pattern of action and type of conflict were used in this plot? Dean? Okay, Dean, that signals it's time for audience participation. During this portion of our show, the audience gets to shout out what they think the correct answer is. Dean, it may help you or it may hurt you. So audience, what do you think the correct answer is?
Well, come on. You guys are all over the place. They're just confusing me. What? Never mind. I'll just answer it myself. The author used episodic action and person against society conflict. See?
Bingo! Dean, you're moving on to the bonus round. For 500 points, how did you determine the correct answer?
I decided this must be an episodic pattern of action. Because each event in the story happened independently from the other. On the first day, Aaron didn't catch any fish and went home hungry, but he did take photos on his prized camera. On the second day, Aaron took more photos. Then he caught and released a stingray, but only after he took a photo of it. He didn't take home any fish and was still hungry. Each day was the same on the Mekong River. I'm thinking this is a person against society conflict because Aaron wanted to make a living selling his photos and the crowd on the shore expected him to catch fish. The conflict was resolved when Aaron took a picture of the largest, heaviest stingray in the world. He knew he had a way to provide for himself and his mother through his photography.
That makes sense.
You know, Al, I found that if I think about the pattern of action and the type of conflict, it helps me make sense of the plot.
Dean, you should be able to relate to this conflict. Your struggle to make sense of the audience's mixed up answers was similar to Aaron's person against society conflict with the crowd on shore.
You're right, Al. And just as each day is another episode in a day in the life along the Mekong River, we can tune in each week for another episode of Name That Plot.
Jennifer and Julia, you guys better watch out. This guy's pretty good. The audience is enjoying it. We're having a great time. How do you guys feel about the contest?
This round addressed episodic action and person against society conflict. But be sure to get all the pointers on plot by watching each episode of Name That Plot. Keep plotting and keep thinking aloud.